Welcome back. Are you ready to have your mind totally blown? We are going to talk now about an incredible thing. Today is the summer solstice. Now, we don't really observe, as believers, we don't observe the solstices, but I've got to show you this. This is seriously off the charts amazing, okay? Today is the summer solstice. And right now, out there, we have a full moon even before the sun goes down. This is the longest day of the year. Now, it is extremely unusual for a full moon to appear on the summer solstice. It has incredible spiritual significance. Get this. I was floored when I found this out. There have been 2 times in the last 100 years this has happened. Okay? Once was in June 1948. Right there at the birth of Israel. The next one, June 1967, when Israel recaptured Jerusalem. And now we have another today. Full moon on the summer solstice. That means something, I'm telling you. The last 2 were present at very huge events. Huge. The birth of Israel and then the recapture of Jerusalem. And now we have another one today. Now, the significance here is that these are signs in the sun, moon, and stars. God is trying to tell us something. He's saying, here we go, get ready. These things also trigger events in the occult, okay? They trigger events. They are the ones that watch the summer solstices. Now, I was looking to see what they think, what they believe this is going to accomplish. Isn't that interesting? I have found this incredible looking into this. The 1948 and 1967, and then today. Now, I think this is trying to tell us that events are going to kick into high gear. These things are triggers, okay, in the sun, moon, and stars for miraculous things. Now, I was looking at what it means. Uh-oh, I'm using the same thing. Now, from bustle.com, I don't know, how credible they are, but it's one of many articles I was Googling. I wanted to know what they think it means, what the New Agers and all of those that observe the solstice think that this means, okay? And I'll run this by you. This is from bustle.com. What does a full moon on the summer solstice mean? You may be coming into some luck very soon, is what they think. Well, I got news for you. The tares are not coming into luck. The harvest of the tares is dead ahead. This is basically an omen saying you're toast soon. But they just don't know it, do they? It says, say hello to the longest day of the year, you guys. Today is the summer solstice, which signifies the beginning of the sunniest of seasons. But bonus, this year features the first full moon to coincide with the summer solstice in 70 years. Well, they're forgetting the one in 67. But the one in 1948, that's the one they were talking about. So what does a full moon on the summer solstice mean? Well, there are a few ways to look at this, and they all pretty much boil down to this special and rare phenomenon being kind of incredible. Before we dive into some of the headier implications of this event, let's take a look at what is happening tonight. From the Latin solstitium, with sol meaning sun, and stitium meaning to stop, solstices reflect days when the sun appears to stop in the sky. During the summer solstice, the sun is actually at its highest point of the year, and the moon at its lowest, making it the day with the most sunlight hours. In 2016, the summer sun will reach this point in North American time zones at approximately 6:34 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So that was just a couple hours ago. Solstices are a time of celebration across many cultures. Called Litha in pagan and Wicca circles, the summer solstice is a time to reflect on one's inner brightness and power. Well, I got news for you. We got no inner brightness and power. Okay? And the only way we have it is if Jesus resides within us. It's also time to rejoice in the beauty of the earth's brightness during the sunny season. Perhaps the most well-known summer solstice celebration occurs at Stonehenge. This is all occult stuff, okay? So this is not stuff that Christians observe or anything. This is just for our own information. We're looking into this to see what those who believe in this summer solstice and the power of the full moon on the summer solstice, what they think it means, okay? Now, I don't know what it means. We're just looking at what they think it means, but I think it's signs. I think it's important, given that the two previous times that it's happened has been right there at Israel's birth, and then when they recaptured Jerusalem. It's incredible. Now it says they do this celebration at Stonehenge, and we all know that's got occult stuff through and through, in Wiltshire, England. Now, I've looked at Stonehenge, and you know how it's got the stones that are like this and then across the top. It looks like doorways, doesn't it? Maybe it's portals. It's possible. What else would it be for? Plus, nobody knows where it came from. Even today, they would have difficulty building something like this because of the weight of these stones. But the earth used to be populated by giants. Giants could have built it. Okay, I mean they could have. That's easier for me to believe than aliens. Okay, because at least we know giants were on the earth. We know that from the scripture from Genesis chapter 6. But there's nothing about aliens. An alien is a demon, is what it is. Okay, it's not actually an alien. It's a demon or a fallen angel or something like that. Now let's keep going here. It says, some say the summer solstice also represents a battle between light and dark. Well, we're going to win that one, aren't we? Not till our evacuation, though. For myriad reasons. This time of the year when the sun overpowers darkness, hence the abundance of sun during the summer months, or when the mythical oak king fights the holly king for ruling rights, or when Demeter lets the world bloom while Persephone is home from the underworld. Now that's all their occult, pagan stuff and Wiccan stuff, but we don't follow that. But I do want to know what they think it means, don't you? Having a full moon fall on a summer solstice is mathematically supposed to occur every 15 years, but such is clearly not the case. The last summer solstice full moon was in 1948, according to this article. Now, I saw one that also showed one in 1967, so I may have to check and see if that's accurate. But having a full moon land smack on the solstice is a truly rare event. SLU astronomer Bob Berman told Time, "We probably won't push people off pyramids like the Mayans did, but SLU will very much celebrate this extraordinary day of light with fascinating factoids and amazing live telescope feeds." The summer solstice full moon is also an extremely particular type of full moon. It's a strawberry moon. But the strawberry moon did not receive its name due to its color. See, it's not a blood moon. In fact, it doesn't generally appear red in color at all, but rather more like honey or amber. The strawberry moon was given its name by Native American tribes because it occurs when strawberry picking reaches its peak. Other names for it include the rose moon, the honey moon, and the hot moon, depending on what part of the world you're from. Astrologically, the strawberry moon heralds a time of heightened insight and, hey, good luck. Well, If you know Jesus, maybe. But if you don't, I wouldn't count on that. According to lunarcafe.com, you can convert the vibes put out by the June full moon into gains in fortune and prosperity. See, they believe that bull. They actually believe it. How? By clearing your mind of negative thoughts and thinking positively. Okay. It's kind of a cosmic I'll meet you halfway with the universe situation, if you will. Now's a good time to take stock of what you've got and be grateful. Well, see, even they want to be grateful. If you do, the universe will apparently heap her bounty upon you. So thanks for that, Strawberry Moon. This is from bustle.com. The article is, what does a full moon on the summer solstice mean? What does it mean? And then they also have a, it looks like a live feed, live.slooh, SLOOH.com. And they have it looks like on this, it looks like they have a live feed on here somewhere of the June solstice full moon. Here we go. But anyway, if you are interested, that's at live.slooh, SLOOH.com. And you can go in and see their live feed there. I don't see it on. I think it may, I don't know if they haven't turned it on yet or if it's already passed or what, but anyway, if you're interested in that, you can go check that out. I want to run a couple of news stories here by you, and then we're I'm just going to give you the headlines here. New fires erupt in California as heat wave sears the West. It's wreakage. Southern California, people are being chased from their homes as an intensifying heat wave stretching from the West Coast to New Mexico blistered the region. Did you know Hitler's a best-selling author in Germany again? His Mein Kampf novel is in reprint now and is selling like hotcakes. People, if they don't remember the lessons of the past, we're doomed to repeat them, okay? Even if we do remember them, we're doomed to repeat them, I think, if you believe Ecclesiastes 1:9 through 11. Now, new analysis reveals a large-scale motion around the San Andreas fault system. That's scary, guys, okay? God protect all of those out there who live out there. My daughter and my grandbabies are out there too. I'm about to go out there at the end of this month, and I'm going to pick them up and bring them home for a month. So glory to the King. Should the Lord tarry and should he permit me, I will do that. If not, I'll have to wait. But that is the plan right now, is to go out there by June 1 and pick her up and bring her home. Now, here's an end of days expert who's declaring the final redemption is at the door. Yeah, somebody other than me. This is a Jewish rabbi, Rabbi Winston. He says, today it is so much easier than, let's say, 10 years ago to want Mashiach, Messiah, to come because things are out of control. Excuse me. If you step back and look at all the events of history, everything is so Armageddon-ish. It's actually quite bad. The world is actually tremendously unstable. Rabbi Winston gave credit to God for the fact that the world hasn't already imploded on itself. But he says that the final redemption is at the door, and the man is right. Okay? I totally agree with what he has to say there. I think that's probably good enough for the news right now. But we only have about 9 minutes, but this is a very important topic I wanted to talk to you about for the rest of this Pearls segment here. Do you understand God's love for you? Now, this is something that actually we need to go back into the Hope Scriptures again. I know we still need to do that, but do you understand? God's love for you? Have you ever just sat down and thought about it? I have. And it makes me cry, and I hope it won't make me cry today. I hate to cry on TV. But I was thinking about how the creator of the entire universe came here in a human body and allowed himself to be tortured brutally and crucified to save me and to save you. You have to apply this to think about it individually, because you know what? If I was the only person on the whole earth, he would have done it just for me. And he would have done it just for you. And so we have to apply these lessons in thought personally. And I've never really felt worthy of that kind of love. And who can? I mean, who can feel worthy of such an amazing thing? But whether we feel worthy or not, we have to wrap our minds around this and understand that our Creator loves us so much. I am going to cry, dang it. He loves us so much that it was worth it to him to come here in a human body and allow himself to be tortured and tormented. They spit in his face. They ripped out his beard. They put a crown of thorns on his head with thorns this long that penetrated his brain and would have killed him if he hadn't been God in a human body. Just when they put that crown of thorns on his head, they penetrated his brain with those thorns. They whipped him until his organs were hanging out of his back. And even after that, he had to carry a 200-pound cross up a hill. And he had to have some help with that. But he didn't have to do that. He had no sin of his own. He didn't have to lay his life down to save his own life. He didn't. He could have lived forever and never died. But because he loves us, it was worth it to him to come here. He was afraid in the garden. He knew what was coming. His body contained no toxins, so he couldn't sweat them out. So he sweat blood instead. But that act of love, if someone would do that for you and you don't believe them that they love you, you'll never believe you'll never believe anything if you can't believe that. Maybe you don't feel worthy of being loved. I don't either. But he did it. He came and he showed us what real love is. It was worth it to him to pay that ultimate price for me and for you to save us. So how much must he love us if he was willing to pay such a price? It cost him everything to do that for us. And if you can look at what he's done and not believe that you are loved, then you need to think about it some more. You need to think about it some more, because that's proof. Words are cheap. People can say, I love you, but then it's conditional. They don't mean it. And even if they think they mean it, as soon as you become a burden or you're not beneficial to them in some way anymore, they're done with you. That love is conditional on what you can do for them. But Jesus Christ, his love for us is unconditional, like our love for our children. Just as we would, did you hear about that mom in the news that attacked that mountain lion that was on her son? She rescued her son and she got hurt, but she lived. That's what Jesus did for us. He jumped into the thick of it and he gave his own life to prove to us that he loves us. Think about that, ponder that, and consider that. And looks like we're going to go to, well, not yet, but have you thought about what it means that Jesus laid down his life for you? Don't be lukewarm and go, oh, well, gee, thanks. No, he gave up everything to die for you and to die for me. And for me, that means everything. That means someone, I mean, yeah, my mama loves me, my daddy loves me, my kids love me, but Jesus loves me so much and loves you so much that he was willing to give up everything. Have you considered why in the world the creator of the entire universe, the Lord of all things, would even give me the time of day? That blows me away. I don't know why he would. I'm sure I'm not worthy. But he did it anyway. But he did it. I've been able to prove his resurrection. I've been able to prove that he came and he died and that he rose again. Simon Greenleaf actually proved the resurrection, the founder of Harvard School, who looked at all the evidence and determined that the resurrection is established by enough witness and evidence testimony to be considered a fact in any court of law. And that is incredible. His resurrection is a fact. It has the evidence and witness testimony substantial enough to consider it a fact in any court of law. Now, if you don't believe him when a court of law says it's fact, you got a problem. You say, well, I'm not worthy of being loved. Well, none of us are. None of us are. It's not based on our worth. It's based on his love for us and his credibility.